Yeah, so right there, where we actually closed off the depression that comes with people holding on when they shouldn't be.
When people start doing extra to maintain a relationship, the end is usually a depression and
disappointment.
Everything. So others even suicidal, because you empty, you work triple, you give your whole, your everything. So when you get to a point where you feel you're left with nothing, usually suicidal waits. It's how people slide into a depression anyway.
And when you talk about sliding, because there are phases of depression and mental health, mental health or mental illness, that you start being healthy and then you go into the reactionary. Now, so many people are at the reactionary stage. They are reacting to things that are not working well. They're not going well, mostly relationships, partnerships, friendships. So they are reactionary. But so many of them wait until they are in injury. Because after reacting, then you get injured. Because what you were reacting for, you were not responding. Because when you respond, then you're thinking, you know what? I think I deserve better. I think I deserve someone who respects me. I think I deserve someone who returns my love. I think I deserve someone. That is someone responding to a situation to either correct it or terminate it.
That's true.
But one who is reacting is one who is doing the things that we're talking about.
That's true.
You're thinking, I can be able to twist their arm. I can be able to twist their face. I can be able to have them ditch whoever they are getting hooked to. And all of a sudden, you are injuring yourself. And when you go to the injury phase, we don't just have a session to talk to you. Because now in the reactionary, you can come for a session and guidance and facilitation, and we can be able to correct your mindset. In the injury, you're supposed to actually go to a clinical psychologist.
That's true.
Because you have been injured, your mental health has been negatively impacted on, and now you need antidepressants to sleep. You need you cannot eat. You have suicidal thoughts.
That's true.
That means we must be able to take you to a rehabilitation center and admit you, because if we leave you alone, you can injure yourself or you can injure another person.
That's true.
And before you know it, you are ill. Now you are lifting your skirts, you're beating people's stones, and we are taking you to Witawika.
I know. Whatever it is, in letting go, life is full of phases, Hilda. And these phases, some are very, very, very uncomfortable. The human mind and body is tuned or made to reject pain and discomfort. Anything that causes pain, anything that causes discomfort, is a reject. But some of the comfort and discomfort is usually a way of promotion. It is one way of God taking you or stretching you into something better. And anything that is good does not come on a silver platter. It does not come marked good. Sometimes it's in real dung. I said that before. So when you fine tune, when you tune into the spirit, when you are prayerful, when you're able to say things, by the way, you will know that I'm about to leave this company.
You will know it.
You will know a year in advance. Because God will start that discussion a year before even you're fired. And we'll have that discussion with you. He will speak to you in dreams. He will speak to you through prophets. He will speak to you through people like Tim and Hilda who are handling a program like this. Preparing you for the exit. Life will always have a mark to entry and a mark to exit. Now, I usually say that when you're getting in, plan how you'll get out. Usually, there will always be an exit. But what's the exit like? So, God will send people like us. Now, if you are tuned spiritually, if you're the kind that takes time to pray, in a year's time, God will have prepared you. By the time your boss comes and is, trying to communicate, but he can't communicate it, and because of budgetary constraints, and because you're just smiling, and he's wondering, how can you be so peaceful about this? Everyone who walked into the room was crying. How come you're peaceful and you're ready to let go? The reason that's why you're ready to let go is because God prepared you way before for the exit. And there's nothing new. There's nothing new.
Like you know it all.
You've
gone
it
ahead of them.
Exactly. And to ask the children of God, nothing should be a surprise. nothing should be a surprise, because you connect with a God who governs, who's full of the everything, the earth and all its fullness, yes, including your boss and the resources, and is his.
And he holds the hearts of the kings
in his hands. So he knows
them face wherever he wants them to face.
Allow God to do what he wants to do. Now, I use the word if you're prayerful.
And
I use the phrase if you connect with God.
To just draw out a scenario, and I don't think whether you really remember this, but there's a place I worked at some point. I will not mention what the place is, but for 2 years, I was bargaining with myself to get out. Yeah. You remember how I used to tell you constantly, yes, I am tired of this, I am tired of this.
Yes.
Like every small thing would piss me off. Yeah. And by the way, that happens even in relationships.
It does.
Like every slight thing pisses you off. You feel like you don't belong. You feel like that's not the place for you. You feel like.
Yeah, you have all the silly excuses for not doing what you're supposed to.
And that is a preparation.
It's a preparation. Usually, you are battling with a decision that has to be taken. And the phases are simple as this. God will naturally speak to you. Number 2, he will start to prepare your body, soul, spirit, and mind.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
And then number 3, you'll begin to slow down.
Yeah.
Okay?
To release.
Exactly.
Wow.
Exactly.
I love that.
Exactly. And so, when you go through all these phases, what happens is you are prepared for the bad news. That's if you allow.
And it's not bad news, because to you, it's an announcement for the next season.
Exactly.
And it excites you.
Exactly.
Even when you don't know where you're
Exactly.
heading. I don't know whether anyone has ever
You
felt
cannot
that.
tell me that you have a relationship with God, and by that I mean, by the way,
a real
you take time, you pray about you. Never ever take for granted the following things. Okay? The job where you go to work every day,
yes,
that's a very important place. Yeah. You're giving them about 8 hours of your day, of your time on earth, every day. So don't take it for granted. Whether you're a volunteer, okay? Whether you paid,
you give them value,
whatever that you are, you're giving them 8 hours of your time, 8 hours. In other words, if you were to live 500 hours, every day you're deducting 8 hours of your life, giving them to them. So don't take it for granted.
Pray about it.
Pray about it.
Seek God
about it. And as I said, whether you're paid or you're a volunteer, whatever it is, I don't care. Pray about it. Number 2, the person you call your fiancé, your boyfriend, he is writing something on your history. It's going
with unerasable ink.
That once upon a time he was in your life, or she was in your life.
It's not to be taken for
It's not to be taken for granted. That's why for us as Christians we will tell you, don't sleep with the person until you're married, because then it even goes deeper when you pat your legs. You get into an agreement,
a covenant
that ties your souls,
to binds you,
binds you together. So it even actually goes much
That means
deeper.
It can affect your destiny.
Now, if you're the kind who cannot take time to pray about it, then you're so lazy about your own life. You're not serious about your life. Where you work, okay?
Who you date. Who your friend is.
And remember, I've used the word date, not marriage. Because marriage is another level. That's a partnership between you, the person you marry, and God.
It's a three.
This one, when you're dating, God is
just you
and yes, God is just on the side. God is on the side to watch you, and when you come to Him, He gives you direction. He's like, where you're heading is hell. Jump out. That's all that God can do. Or you have the right guy, please handle with care. Don't lose him. God will give you the directions until you get to a point where you say, now God, I want to involve you in this, okay? And I want to make vows and I want a blessing. Then God becomes number 3 in that. Now, don't take that for granted. If you're taking it for granted, you're stupid. That's why you shouldn't casually date. That I'm just dating for the sake. We're just having sex.
More friends with benefits.
We're just having sex, like you usually put it. Guys,
it's not having sex.
It's not just having
deeper
sex.
Covenants.
Yes, sometimes the person you're having sex with, Asula Musabo, is in the shrine every day.
And change the trajectory of your life.
Okay, so the covenant you are making with that person binds you for forever. Even when you get married after 10 years, you will still carry this person, the skeletons of this person with you into that marriage. So don't take it for granted.
Pray about it.
Pray about it. Okay? Category number 3. The number 1 I said, work.
Yes.
Number 2, relationships.
Yes.
Number 3, your own family.
Yeah.
Family to mean you do not drop from a tree.
Yeah.
You have a mother and you have a father.
You don't choose. You didn't choose them. God gave them to you. But you must pray about
one of the blessings that I still ride on today. I told my family, when it comes to my mother, I don't kusonda. I don't.
You need help to take care of her.
You can join me on the journey of
walk away
of taking care of her. If you don't want, I will do it. Give me all the bills. And I can assure you, I've never lacked. Reason why? I take care of her.
It's a blessing.
It's a blessing.
Yeah.
It's a blessing. That woman is a God on earth for me.
But now, that does not mean that everything is going to be rosy.
She partnered with my father and with God, and they brought me on earth. So she's that important to me. Family is very important. Okay? So you don't take chances. Pray about your family.
Pray for them.
Pray for them.
Because there will be ups and downs.
Whether you like it or not.
Because they are humans.
Thank you.
They will make mistakes.
Thank you. They are part of you. That's your generation, and the generation you leave behind, and the generation is to follow. So whether you like it or not, they are part of your history, they are part of your future. Pray about it. Don't take it for granted.
You know something?
Those 3 categories are very important. Now,
why don't we add purpose to that? Because purpose, I think what I just felt the need to add on the purpose, because God gives us purpose helpers and destiny helpers, but sometimes we need to be able to pray about it, that God will position the right people in our lives.
That's true.
To be able to lead us to the purpose that He wants us to fulfill. So I feel that is very, very crucial.
Yes.
The destiny helpers and sometimes we outgrow destiny helpers. By the way, do you know that you can outgrow a mentor?
Yes.
You can outgrow a mentor, and that can be an ending of an era for you. That, by the way, you're supposed to be out of that person's life. They're supposed to help you up to a certain stage, but they cannot help you further than that. So it's also painful.
So number 4, when you've taken care of the other 3, which we said, don't take for granted the place where you work, where you go to every day. You're giving them 8 to 10 hours of your every day. Number 2, the person in your life, whether you're married, if you're dating, whatever it is, it's very important to pray. To take time and pray for them. If possible, do it every day. And number 3, we said your family, which happens to be, if you're married, your family, your wife and your children. You understand? If you're not yet married and you still, your mother and your father, you know, but even when you get married, those are your responsibilities.
Even when you're cohabiting, because some people are cohabiting and they're like, but you're mentioning marriage, even when you're cohabiting.
Then number 4 is what you said. Okay, you called it purpose. I'll call it every human being alive today needs a mentor. So you may call that person a destiny helper, whatever that you need to call them. Everyone needs a mentor in their lives. A mentor can be a spiritual figure, like a pastor, helping you, discipling you, can be a business person, if you're in business, blah, 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 whatever that you may want to call it. A reason as to why I say I call them mentors is because in our information era and age, you can Google everything. Google anything, even the name of your grandmother, I think it can come. But you can't Google experience.
Exactly.
You can't Google experience.
Wow.
So experience here, from a person who's gone ahead of you, helps you dodge some bullets. Exactly. He holds you by the hand and leads you, or helps you dodge so that you don't get fragmented along the way. There are some bullets that you shouldn't take. Someone took them already, and all that he's doing is hold you and tell you, this and this and this, avoid on this journey. Don't even try. And you dodge them. And all of a sudden, your years of success, you understand, are somehow your years of suffering actually
are shortened. You understand? You don't have to be 40 years accelerated into your growth.
So you don't have to be 40 years in the wilderness for you to be able to see
11 days with the right mentorship
to see the promised land.
Yeah.
So those categories, very important.
Very important.
But remember, it all begins with a relationship with God.
With God. And I'm so glad we had to actually talk about that, because I feel like this is very timely for so many people in this season to know what is the main, what they have to guard and what they have to pray about. And sometimes you'd think, it's only Christians, we all pray. Make sure that you pray. You do not have an excuse to say, I cannot pray. Because prayer is as easy as mentioning the things that you desire. That God, this is what I desire. And then God will make plans to bring it, to orchestrate it and make sure that it's in your path. But again, you can also not just pray and just live a dubious life.
Exactly.
An unrighteous life.
Exactly.
As in, you have to be able to align the kind of prayers that I am making. I also need to have a contrite heart. I need to live in alignment with God, with God, and I need to, because we don't just rob God of the miracles and blessings, but we make a channel through which the blessings can be able to come into our lives and be able to happen in our lives. And for those of you that are just joining us, we get to talk about the end of seasons, okay, and the beginning of other seasons. And some of these end of seasons are end of partnerships, because if God wants to bless us, he's going to bless us through people. And if that enemy wants to kill us, he's still going to kill us through people. Because the enemy does not come but to kill, to destroy, to steal. So I need you to be able to I want us to also talk about people that attract the wrong people in their lives. Because if you're talking about end of seasons, when you attract a wrong thing, for example, when you buy a wrong thing, we all have the audacity to take back the wrong thing so that either the money can be refunded or we get the right thing. Some people are not confident enough. They will even retain the wrong thing and they will go somewhere else and buy the right thing that they really wanted. But so many of us, or so many people that are watching, have attracted wrong people after wrong people after wrong people, and yet they have to be able to end those seasons to know that this is my responsibility. I chose this. I can put it down and be able to start on another journey. Something I said recently, we do have a men's meet online session. We do them every Thursday, and as men we talk about our issues as men, trying to help fellow men. Right now we are running with a theme called Leave No Man Behind. And leaving no man behind means when you find a man struggling, don't look the other way. Give them a hand and help them. Whether in business, whether family, whatever it is, take it upon yourself to give this man a hand, sorry. Giving this man a hand or helping them means you are helping a community, you're helping a generation. Because this man is that powerful. It's very impactful. So help him. So while we were studying, this time we said, there are so many things that we do that are wrong. Now, I remember emphasizing, doing it wrong simply means you have an opportunity to rectify it, to do it right the next time. Wow. Was that the apprehension and stuff that you were talking about? Exactly. Doing it the wrong way is you have the chance to do it the right way the next time you do it. Now, when you keep doing it the wrong way, it means you've not learned anything. There's a problem. Oh, wow. That's a serious one. Because I think these have been cycles in people's lives that have gone, like you attract one wrong person after another wrong person and after another wrong person. When we were young, shoes used to come during Christmas. I know. So and they used to buy wrong sizes. So they used to buy the wrong sizes. And from experience, if they brought shoes and they don't fit you and you say they don't fit me, you would walk on, or you'd miss shoes on Christmas. Because they'll get your shoes and give them. For the rest of the year. Yes, they'll get your shoes and give them to someone else and you'll have no shoes. So we had to just take the shoes as the way they are. They could bring whether they're bigger. If oversized, you put papers. And you walk like Abdul. You walk like that. If they are small, wafunako koni. You'd even be burnt out the heel. Yes, you'd walk like this. And when they tell you, are those shoes fitting? You're like, yes. With that faint voice. I went through that. With a lot of pain. Because if you let these shoes go, for another 12 months, you're not going to see any shoes. You can imagine. These kids of these days are lucky. Bought me, actually, it's my mother. She bought me shoes. We were in Nakasongola. And Nakasongola, those that have ever been to Nakasongola, between Nakasongola and Wabigalo, like it's a huge distance. I don't know how many, because they usually did miles and stuff like that. I'm not so good at those, but it was a huge distance. But you know how villagers can walk long distances and they will tell you that, Wali, like it just feels like so close. Yeah. So now they bought me these white, you know, shoes, and mabebere, you know mabebere. Yeah. You walk like you're not walking, but you are going. You're going to church. It's Christmas, and you're sweating. You can't even do anything about it. And I feel so many of us are in relationships that are like that.
What an example.
I know. So many of us. And they tell you, but is that just like they ask you, does it fit you? Like, yes. As in you can't even speak right because you are like sitting on a thorn.
Yeah, it's
you're
painful.
In pain, but you can't mention you're in pain
because you know they will take the shoes away. If you say you're in pain, they will take the shoes away.
Now, so many of us are like that in relationships.
Oh, no.
Either we are in an oversized relationship.
How sad.
And you can't walk, literally. You're getting the papers filling up. So now you are covering up everything. The huge gap. Or you are the kind that is not fitting and it's holding tight, and you're having all sorts of weird dreams and regrets and everything. But when you hold hands in public, everything looks rosy.
Oh boy.
And they tell you, oh, does he love you? Yes, he loves me. But you know that you actually covered a black eye with makeup.
Oh no.
Because he boxed you the previous night.
Yeah. He hit you.
He hit you.
Yeah.
He's cheating on you.
Yep.
And he's telling you, why did you look for the messages in my phone? Why did you even hold my phone? So we are bandaging so much and covering up so much. And yet what you have to do is to know that this is the end of a season. Wow. He's not doing anything about it, or she's not doing anything about it. Absolutely. She does not want to rectify this situation. Yeah. So it's better I disembark.
That's true. Absolutely.
And there's that time I was talking about
how sad.
The repositioning.
You're now speechless because of the example.
It's painful.
I remember well, okay, children of this day and age don't know what we're talking about. Because you'll have like 8 pairs.
I know.
For us, we went to school barefooted. So by the time you have shoes Christmas, that's like your I don't know.
But what type of shoes did you have? Were they sandak?
Whatever. Did you even care? Did you even provided their shoes? Plastic. Provided their shoes. Provided their shoes. Oh so when you say because I remember well, there was this particular time where they asked me, are those shoes, they were not fitting, though I was really in pain. I said, I am fine. They are okay. They fit well. But I couldn't stand, because every time I would stand, the pain would be too much. Okay, now I'm picturing this and relating it to the example used, that someone in a relationship who knows that out there I must put up the face of I am fine, but I am dying. I am dying, and I am dying. I need help, but I can't say it. Why? Because the moment I say it, the guy is going to walk out on me. It's going to be taken away from me. And I don't want it to be taken away from me.
And another woman will have him.
Yes, another woman will have him, something like that. And it's really painful. Wow.
I don't think anyone should be able to endure such pain. And I don't think that you should put yourself in a position where you should endure such pain. I feel like we should be able to wrap this up and just open some eyes, open their eyes, that certain situations you're not supposed to struggle. You're not supposed. God created marriage and created relationships as a beautiful thing.
Exactly.
That is supposed to be enjoyed.
Yeah, that's true.
And it doesn't mean that they're not going to be ups and downs. They are going to be ups and downs. But if you have more ups than downs, there's a problem.
There's a problem. There is a big problem.
And no one should ever tell you that, oh, all relationships are like that. All relationships have problems. But what problems are in those relationships?
Exactly.
Because if the problem is about to kill you, then that is not a problem.
Yeah. It's
something else.
Yeah, that's true. Absolutely.
But if, you are happy most of the time, even when you have minor disagreements, that is a relationship because you're two different people.
Human beings, yes. And
human beings.
Yes, it's generally acceptable and understandable that, a bit of friction here and there.
Yes.
But you can resolve. You can come to a common understanding. You can discuss and have a way forward. Really, yeah.
Yeah, so if you're second-guessing yourself in a relationship, I think the best thing is to look for help. And that is why we are here. That is why we have the marriage therapy. That is why we have the counseling. That is why we take time, sit with you. The things that we talk about are things that we have seen, in the past 15 years of dealing with people, dealing with relationships, and not just dealing with people, but also going through our own things.
Our own, yeah.
And the amassed experience that we have gone through that do not sit with a problem. If you need it redirected, addressed, make sure that you bring it up. But some of you cannot even bring it up.
That's
and
true.
That is why I tell you, you don't need your partner in order to go for a counseling session.
Exactly.
You can go alone.
And get help.
For as long as you're willing to mention the truth and put in the work, you can actually heal from whatever trauma a relationship put on you.
That's true.
And you can open a door for a new season, a fresh season that excites you. That, I mean, you should be able to bubble like a girl, like a boy who is just falling in love. And you've seen people who are happy at 50 years old, 60 years old, and it's like they still have butterflies in their stomach.
Absolutely.
Because that is what love is meant to be.
That's true. Yeah.
But if love is giving you sleepless nights and you're binding demons that do not exist, just know you're giving yourself a lot of work and it's just not worth it.
Wonderful.
Not worth it.
Sure. We really appreciate, we really love to help.
Yep.
And we're here to help.
Yep.
From the side of the men, please, every Thursday.
Yeah.
Every Thursday
ask for the
online.
Link.
Yeah,
there's a number on your screen.
Exactly.
Make sure that you ask for the link, join the men meet,
yes,
and learn. And for the ladies, we usually have Friday meetings. So ask for the details. 3 is still on the number. Let's talk about it. For those of you that want to be mentored, because we've done this for a very long time, but you feel like the need to help others, because we can't help everyone, but you feel the need to help others, to be a relationship coach, to be a life coach, to be a healer, to be a speaker, we can be able to admit you into our mentorship academy, and you can be able to learn and equip yourself, because guess what? The world is crying. The world needs help, and it needs people that are passionate about helping others. So if you're that kind of person that wants to help others, please get us on the numbers and make sure that you follow us on all social media platforms, Bahati Hilda Sabiti, and make sure that you tag along to make sure that you learn and equip yourself and grow together. We love you. God bless you.